She was talking to you.
I'm leaving the room. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Toodles, asshole.
Wow. You know what I could do? Is I could clean the house while I'm doing the podcast. Oh my god, I can multitask.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Hi, welcome to the Required Podcast, episode, is it 22? I'm not even at my desk. I don't fucking, who knows?
I don't know where to tell. Sorry.
Co-host? No?
It
Okay,
just might
great.
be.
I think it's episode 22. So yeah, I'm Brandon.
I'm Gelf, also known as Ethan.
I'm Hot Slice. Console requires lovely, awesome wife.
You don't have a name?
Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm Tiffany, but I
There
don't
you
go
go.
by that.
Yeah, Tiffany makes a return after it's probably been literally 20 episodes. Kick ass.
Nobody uses those meat space names, man. Fuck that noise.
I'm at Eliza's computer right now looking at my own channel because I don't know what episode. Oh, it is 22.
It's
okay.
22.
It is 22.
I looked it up and verified, and I figured, hey, he got it right, so I'm not going to say anything. And then you just had to call yourself out there, bro.
Wait. So you weren't going to praise me, but you were dead set on fucking dragging me through the mud.
I was going to let it ride. No, I was going to let it ride. Is what I was
Gotcha.
gonna
That's
do.
fine. That's what's wrong with the world today. Not enough praise. It's cool. Fine. I get it.
Brandon, you are amazing.
Thank you. I need that in my life because right now I don't get very much from my wife.
Whatever. Calm down.
This is the Required Podcast Marital Counseling Edition. My name is Ethan, and I'm going to be your mediator today.
Why don't you look at me during?
Because you're in another room. Sorry,
feels-
I was supposed to be the mediator.
That was going to be my answer, so you're good.
Oh yeah, so I get to continue the tradition of eating on the podcast because okay, so I sent a message through Discord, and I was like, man, I got off early, blah, blah, blah. I can actually, like, eat beforehand. And then I get home, and Tiffany's still awake. And I was like, uh-oh.
Excuses, m'excuses. That's
Fine,
all I
I'll
hear.
crunch on chips and everything right
Well,
in your ear.
I was sitting on the couch, and I was tired, and I was like, okay, I'm about to pass out. And Eliza goes to the window. She's like, "Oh, Dad's here," and I'm like, "Ah,
She's
fuck.
like, fuck that guy again. God damn it.
God damn it."
That son of a bitch.
Like the one time I get off early.
Well, because I was like, "Oh, well, it's not going to start till 6. I'll be able to take a nap."
Well,
And
normally, yeah. But again, I'm just too good at my job. It's fine.
Well, we can just pause here, put in a little audio track that says 6 hours later, and come back literally in 6 hours and finish recording the podcast.
We'll just wrap it up here. It's like 10 minutes. Actually, it's not even like 5 minutes. Oh, also,
I see you guys. Bye.
I'm not keeping track of time, so I'm just going to keep talking until I'm blue in the face. This is kind of nice. I got to like look out my windows while I'm on the podcast, see what's going on.
Oh my god.
I'm pacing around the house. I'm just just walking around.
Now, I just want to remind you all that, and for the listeners, you guys didn't know this, but I was talking to Console about when are we going to record this time around? You know, when are people available? Blah blah. Because we try to do the schedule thing, but it really doesn't work. We just kind of have to say, okay, we're going to record.
It works
one
on
of
my
these
end,
days.
so it's
Yeah.
Only
schedule.
your end.
But we were talking about it, and he says, "Well, I've got a hands-free headset. Let's just record while I'm at work. Fuck it, you know." Da, da, da. And I'm like, we gotta do that one of these days. Really
It is.
do.
I'll have to do it on like a dead wind day. Because man, that thing, you can ask Tiffany. She'll call me at work and she's like, "Man, I can't hear you. The wind is just blowing," and it'll be like a small breeze. And that thing is super sensitive. It'll pick up dogs barking from down the block. And that's another thing. If I'm at work, dude, there is like at least 5 to 6 dogs every single street, and I walk down like 20 different streets. So you do the math. If you want to hear a lot of barking, hit me up.
I don't do math.
It's okay. I don't do any meth either.
But you're in Wichita.
Hey, there's nothing better to do here, so fuck it. Actually,
Broadway.
You're in the upper Midwest. That's meth central, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, what was it? A city, Hutchinson? Yeah, that's where my cousin lives in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a huge meth problem up there.
A bit of an outbreak, as
Not saying he's a meth head. Sorry, Michael. He's gonna get.
you.
He's gonna get a good laugh out. No, he knows. I guarantee you, he would know exactly what I was talking about as soon as I said Hutchinson. He's be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Now, the town that I'm originally from, well, it's not the town I'm from so much as a town that I lived in temporary. Anyway, it's nearby where. Anyway, okay, so
Oh my
Cannon
God, spit
Falls,
it out.
Minnesota. Shut up. Cannon Falls, Minnesota. It's south of the cities by about 45 minutes. You go down Highway 56. Here's your directions. But there's the thing is it's close enough to the cities that it got the nickname Cocaine Cannon. And
What?
the reason it got that nickname is because celebrities and bigwigs and people from the cities would come to this city to get their cocaine. And they would hang out in like the small little towns nearby, go to a dive bar in, I think it's Denison. Denison is like this itsy bitsy little of a town. All it's there for is to slow down the speed limit on this one road, this one road that goes through it.
Yeah, we got a bunch of those.
And well, yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the upper Midwest, man. And there's this one little dive bar that's just off that road. I don't know if it's still there, but it's just off. It was just off that road, and fucking, we're gonna hear Console die today. It's gonna be great.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Sorry, pause that story. I'm swinging around a stick in the house, so it's like 4 feet long. So anyway, continue.
But my mom, when she was younger, she and her buddies were running around that area. They stop at this dive bar, and I don't even remember the guy's name, but he's like some really big singer back in like the 70s or something. And really, like,
that explains the cocaine.
It was the equivalent of walking in and seeing the Foo Fighters sitting at the bar. If you'd walked in and saw the Foo Fighters sitting there, that would have been the equivalent of this. And they're like, "Oh my God, what's he doing here? What's what's going on?" It's like, "Oh, he's just here to pick up his cocaine." Oh, okay.
Yikes! Never mind.
We're gonna be over here.
Dave Grohl, is that you? He's got like a shitty fucking tape-on beard.
On top of his beard.
Yeah, it's a paper beard. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I feel like I just had a story because I'm pacing around and then I literally just blanked out like mid.
Well, I will now officially be back on the podcast.
Yeah.
I started my new promotion job, whatever, yesterday. So yay, third shift.
So what are you doing now? What are you doing now? What is your job?
I now cut cases for cops.
What does that mean?
They call in murder, suicides, vehicular fatalities, and they call me and I put it in the system and make a report.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
all I do is deliver papers.
This guy decapitated at between the C4, C3 vertebra. Click, 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 click. Skull was found 1 mile down the road. Enter. No murder weapon discovered. Investigation ongoing. Enter. Submit.
Yes. So we do something like that, and then if we had 2 things changed to homicide. One was a guy got into a fight with another guy, and the other guy hit him with a chair, and he refused medical attention. The next day, he died. So they're charging him with the homicide because he got into an altercation and literally caused the guy's death.
So it started as aggravated assault and turned into homicide.
Like, joke's on you. I'm going to charge you even harder.
And then a 2-year-old died supposedly from choking. Later on, they found it was abuse. And so now they're charging the mother and the boyfriend with murder. So
the first guy will probably get pled down to like 2nd-degree manslaughter or something. But that second one, I'm really hoping they nail him to the wall.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just realized you guys have like a serious duo going on. Like, Gelf is the detective, and then Tiffany gets all the files, the reports. That's fucking perfect.
When I get these reports, I try to be the detective. I try to outsmart people, and I sometimes am good, and sometimes I just do the total opposite thing.
Well, you look into it and you got the details and you're like, okay, this is all I have. What is it? Your own little murder investigation or your own little investigation, and you can like place bets on, oh, is this actually a suicide or was this natural causes? Like place
Take
bets
your
with
bets, take
yourself,
your bets. Was it Mr. Plum with the pipe in the kitchen this time?
You got to have 2 jars on your desk. One for the your M&Ms or your Skittles or whatever, and then you say, "Oh, I bet 5 Skittles that this is going to be a homicide." Turns into a homicide. You put 5 Skittles into the other jar and then you can eat them.
How
That's what I
about
would do.
I just eat the Skittles?
Diabetes.
I just eat the Skittles.
No, you got to make a game out of it, motherfucker. Play along.
That is the game. Just eat the Skittles. That's so much better. So much more fun and way more rewarding.
Yeah. And I'm going back to college. I start next Monday.
Oh my god, you're picking up a lot of shit all of a sudden.
Fuck yeah. Well,
I'm trying to get my bachelor's in criminal justice so I could be a crime analyst. So
well, the thing with when you said like picking up a lot of shit, there's actually a lot of stuff that she's been doing in the background that just nobody's ever really heard about because we just kind of keep to ourselves or whatever. But I mean, yeah, Tiffany's been kicking ass this year.
I want to hear what's going on.
Well,
I'm trying to get her to spill the beans, and she just won't spill the beans.
Well,
tell me
what.
Tell me everything.
Well, I've just been busy and I've been trying to lose weight and going to the gym and then also starting college so we can move to Texas sooner. But it looks like it's probably going to be farther because I have to get my bachelor's or I can't get the job that I want in Austin. So I'm like, crap. And anyways, my job pays for college, so I get to go for free. So yeah,
that's so cool. Oh my god! Okay, so real quick story. I was at work, obviously, because I've been working a lot lately. A sweet old man and a sweet old woman, like they started talking at the info desk, and one of them mentioned that he had been a criminal psychologist, like forensic psychologist for 15 years, and I like. Oh my god, that's so cool. Tell me and I was very obviously interested, so he started telling us these stories and things like that, and I ended up saying, well, I'm one of those weird people where I looked up what the top 5 criminology, especially specifically criminal forensic psychology classes were in the country. 3 of them had their book lists posted in the syllabus online. So I went through, found copies of those books and bought them and have been studying them off and on for like fucking 6 years or whatever. It would be so cool to go to a class and actually get like a degree in criminal forensics or forensic psychology or criminology or whatever. So you're like living my dream right now.
I'm not. Well, I mean, that's cool. I don't know. It's just a lot of work. Like here, I'll tell you my classes because the thing is they have to stuff 16 weeks into 8 weeks. So I get double the work. So I'm gonna be super busy. So my first class that starts the 14th is criminal investigations. And then my next quarter is procedural law and ethics. Next one is police functions and intro to sociology. And then I have to still take statistics and government. And
You'd
I
think
don't know.
they'd lead with intro to sociology. You'd think that'd be like, oh, hey, you're going to be dealing with people. Let's introduce you to people. Of course, that would scare a lot of people off, I guess. So never mind.
Well, the good thing is 12 of my credits transferred over. So I don't have to take psychology. I don't have to take like 2 or 3 of the criminal justice classes. I don't have to take English. And so it cuts it. So I'm able to not take those anymore. So I'm happy about that.
God. Oof.
Yeah, but I've been busy. Like I kind of paused my workout because now I'm switching to third shift. So I've been trying to eat healthy, like salads and soup. Like I'm a huge soup fanatic. I don't know why, but I've been eating soup and salad constantly. And I don't know. I've been watching what I eat, but at the same time, I have to go to the doctor because I have to get my thyroid removed and because it's restricting me from losing weight because of my thyroid issue. So it's like, oh Jesus. It's like constant
That's
problems.
but once it's done, dude, that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
so
so much fun.
I'm
Oh,
ready. I don't
yes,
know.
that's gonna be great.
I've been busy and I've been so tired, and like when we went to the Avatar concert, that completely drained me and all that, and so I've just it's been
Tiffany's got
Plus,
some
one
things
thing
to
after
say
another.
about that.
No, I don't want to say anything. No. I'm
well, I
good.
mean, plus it's the season, so we got to start looking out for seasonal affective depression disorder. We've got to start looking out for, I mean, holidays. At least
Hold
for
on.
me, I was bleh?
Seasonal what?
Depression.
seasonal. It's seasonal affective depression. It's called SAD. So when you don't get enough sunlight, you don't get enough, like the weather drops affects your mood. So you don't get enough vitamin D, you don't
Mhm.
get enough outdoorsy sunlight, weather, etc. So you basically start to get depressed because of the season.
Interesting.
A lot of people get hit with that. Like it,
I love the
did you
winter
ever have
time.
like a See,
And I'm
I guess I didn't because I get SADS really bad.
well the I think
So,
the huge thing is I'm outside every single day, and when you're
mm.
sweating in like 100 every day, that kind of pisses you off. You're just like, fuck this. It's like it like works in reverse for me. It's like, yeah, thanks for the vitamin D, asshole.
I've got a stock, god damn it. I'm overstocked.
Like today was like 73, a little bit cloudy, a nice breeze. Man, today was fucking perfect. I love fall and winter time. I would rather be cold because it's easier to warm up than it is to cool down. For me at least, because
That's
I
true.
actually I overheat just sitting at my desk sometimes. Like I'll just be sitting there, I'm like, fuck, it's hot in here. Like, what the hell?
I got heat stroke when I was a kid, so my internal body temperature, like I can't control my thermometer. So I'll get like, and don't say it's fucking menopause because I'm only like fucking 33. But I get heat waves and then
Hot
hot
flashes.
and then I'll like
Uh
get
huh.
really really cold, especially in the winter though. My fingers and my toes have always gotten ridiculously cold. I've even got cute little hand warmers that are shaped like toast that
Oh
are
my god.
wireless. They've got little wireless heaters in them to keep my hands warm while I'm typing,
Wow.
and they're so cute.
Look at
But
this
I have to
fancy.
have those.
Yeah,
I have to have those
yeah,
because
tell me
they're
about it.
toys.
I weigh 135 pounds.
I'm trying to tell you about it, console. I'm trying, but you keep it. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, yeah, the thing with like the heat,
A little
I
unimpressed.
I just it's whatever. No, the thing with like the heat, especially with me, is it drops my blood sugar really fast. And so in the wintertime, I also that's another reason why I like the wintertime is because I don't sweat and I feel better all day. Because once I hit a low, it's a really slow climb back up until I take a nap or go to sleep for that next day.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I do.
Do you? Do you? You
Yeah,
feel me,
yeah.
bro?
I feel you.
Jeff Jaffe? That's for Cody.
It's happened twice at Midnight Rivers get-togethers. You know, me and my gaming buddies will all get together. We'll hang out at somebody's house or a cabin or something for like a long weekend, like a week or so. Sometimes a week and a half, 2 weeks. You know, I mean, it's however long we can get and hang out and play D&D and go do crazy shit. Well, two of those MR cons is what we call them. Um, I had that inability to control my body temperature thing, and it always coincided with drinking excessively the night before. But twice the AC has died, and twice the next morning I was so sick and I was so overheated and it was so gross. I couldn't like think. So I've had to have people like at one point I had to have one of my buddies like he came in and like dragged me out of the room I was in and put me in his and his wife's room that had AC at that point because mine didn't, just to get my body temperature down to a point where I could be coherent. You know, it was like body temp up to like 104, shit like that. You know, we'd
Yikes.
go to
That's hot.
Denny's and I had a piece of toast and I would just stare at it and then I'd go throw it up. I mean, it was disgusting, but
That's rough.
when you can't regulate your body temperature, it's what fucking happens. Also, I've sworn off moonshine now because of those incidents.
Dude, same.
What was that word we discovered for you? It was a
Caterpillar.
No, that's a teetotaler.
I know.
No,
Oh, the other word. I can't remember.
a nephilist.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a fucking wizard. I forgot. Tiffany,
Yeah,
I'm a
you're a
wizard now, by the
nephilist.
way.
Oh, nice.
I'm a necromancer, based on what that sounds like.
Yep. There's an old
Yep.
school term back. It's from the temperance movement, back when they were like, oh, drinking is, but
Ah,
it's a term.
oh,
It's
so
called
posh.
nephilist. Yes. Oh, yes. I just flicked my nose. Nobody can see it, but I did the nose flick. Sorry.
Man, I'm gonna start recording like this more often. Do you guys have any idea what I'm doing right now?
I don't want to know.
I
Okay.
don't want to know either.
Okay, fine. Let's continue.
Tiffany, close
Okay.
the door and just ignore.
Door's already closed.
It's already closed.
There you go.
I am
But-
sitting here eating some food, and I'm watching Hearthstone on the main TV.
Since
just-
Brandon decided to bring up the damn
having a great
Avatar
time.
concert, as far as
Kitties.
she's got stuff to tell you.
It's a podcast. Here's a hold on. I just want to just on this not on this subject, but this podcast is like the most open thing. Like, if you got shit to say, fucking say it. Not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. It's a non-judgment free zone. I'm sure some viewers are gonna be like, but
Fuck you. No.
there you go. Sorry, viewer, but go fuck yourself. Okay, continue. Sorry. This is even at a viewer. This is the funny thing. Anyway.
Okay. So
Alrighty.
I was a little pissed off, and I was a little pissed off from the last podcast because of the whole Avatar thing.
Great opening.
Well, I was mad because people were like, I don't know, I won't name names, but they're like, who cries when they don't see their like favorite band or their favorite lead singer? It kind of pissed me off because like when you have that emotional attachment to a band, as far as like what?
I was going to ask them on this podcast because I remember you were talking about that.
Yes.
It's like crying during a movie, or feeling happy during a movie, or it's that same emotion pull, except for we're so in, like I told them, we're so into music that there's people who watch like football and cry and get angry and stuff. That's the exact same emotion. It's just into music.
That makes sense to me. I mean, no judgment here. That I would cry too because CR kind of gave us the spark notes, and I'd fucking lose my shit, dude. I'd cry.
Well, it was hard because like they helped me through a lot. Like, I have severe depression and severe anxiety and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's very hard for me. And so oh my god, I'm crying. Why am I crying?
It's the memory.
That's
it's coming back.
That's
Don't
the
worry
same
about
emotion. Hell yeah. But no,
you're
it's
living it.
yeah. I totally, and that's something I tried to say as well. Like, when people are like, why do you have Metallica tattoos? Like, why do you have a bunch of band tattoos? Like, I have 4 tattoos, 3 of them are bands, and they're the solid reminder of like where I've come from mentally, like anxiety and depression. Same boat as Tiffany. Like Metallica, Fight for the Elephant, Trivium, all those bands really helped me about age 19 to 20, and I still love Metallica to this day. I no longer, I would say I don't have that mentality as bad as I did. I mean, it still lingers, but yeah, like what Tiffany's trying to say is, I mean, you really feel like these people and they're like your absolute idols. And like the example I used was, if I got to meet all the members of Metallica except for like James Hetfield, the singer, I would feel I'd be shattered, because it's like, fuck, like not shattered completely, but it's like, fuck, dude, like, oh my god, I just need one more, because this with Avatar, this was their first time in Kansas, or no, sorry, there was the first time in Wichita, and I, out of all the bands, this is the last band I would have thought that would have come here, and the fact that we walked outside thinking that we weren't going to meet them, and then seeing a group of people hanging out, and they go, we ask them like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, well, we don't know if they're coming out. We're just going to stand here until they tell us to leave. And we're like, we kind of got that little bit of a hope back. We're like, okay, fuck it, we'll hang out with you guys. And then we start seeing the band members come out, and it's like, holy shit. And, they're signing the vinyl, and we're chatting with them, having a good time. and they all came out in like weird 15-minute intervals, right? So like we're like, okay, we got one more, here we go. And then it just doesn't show up. And I was like, oh fuck, like, oh shit. And then the fucking security kicked us out. Like Tiffany and I were basically the last ones in that fucking parking lot, you know? So it was
some fucking dedication.
right, and it was, I mean, it was a great night. We had a great time. The bands before and Avatar, they were fucking phenomenal. But it was like, and it was weird because I didn't mean to feel this way, but even I kind of felt like it. But I felt like, because you know, you want to meet everybody, especially Johannes the singer, because he's probably the most theatrical part of Avatar and the most like well known, and you know, because he's the singer, he's the face, this and that, and it kind of put like a wet blanket over the entire night, and we were there for like fucking 8 hours like before, like we were waiting in line and everything, and it was just like, man, like, oh shit, like it kind of made our night come to a grinding halt is what it felt like to me. I was like, man, like what the fuck. But you know, we went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I felt better about it. It was like, you know what, it's cool, it's cool with me, I understand. But to me it's kind of, you know, I want to collect a full set because we had him sign the vinyl that we got, and we only have 4 out of 5 signatures, and it feels, just looking at it, you're like, fuck. But it is what it is.
Feels incomplete.
Yeah, but it's at the same time, you know, in the heat of the moment, you're like, fuck this sucks. But then when you really think about it, you're like, you know what? They didn't even have to come out, and I appreciate the fact that they did. You know, and they were super cool people. Like Tiffany was going on with Jonas, one of the guitarists, and I was chatting with Tim a little bit. I mean, it was a great fucking time. They were very cool dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I could have went on and on forever with them. I mean, it just like, I wish I just could have a one-on-one session with them because I had so many questions and I wanted to.
Sorry.
Like I talked to, I mean, I've seen their interviews and stuff, and I know who speaks English and I know who speaks Swedish and I know who understands what I'm saying and all this and that. That's why I mainly talked to Jonas and Tim, because they understood what I was saying. The other 2 guys, they basically kind of understood. Like one of them let me give him a hug, and he was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
like,
the
you
bassist
know,
knows a little bit. You can kind of tell, and then the drummer didn't know any English from what
yeah."
I could tell.
And in interviews, like Johannes and the drummer, they have to, when they go to English interviewers, Johannes has to translate to the drummer to get him, like, you know, to answer and to understand, like, you know, to get his input on the questions and stuff. So like, I mean, I watch other interviews. I had lots of questions and I needed answers, and I was like, okay, Johannes is gonna come out. I'm gonna get my answers. I'm gonna tell him how much he means to me and all the shit I've been through in the past 4 years. Oh my god, I need to see him. And then he doesn't come, and I'm like, oh, my world is shattered. Oh, fuck this thing.
Right.
I was pissed and I was upset, but I knew maybe it wasn't his fault. Maybe it was just security being assholes, and they're just like, get the fuck out. You know, so I'm not gonna literally blame him. I'm just upset because I was like, well, now I'm never gonna see him. He might not come back until, because they said they're going back into the studio to do, after they're done doing with Baby Metal, all the touring and stuff. They're gonna go back into the studio, record a new album and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, I probably won't see them for another 2 or 3 years. God damn it! Like, I don't know. It kind of pissed me off a little bit.
The thing is you're planning on moving to Austin, Texas, which is the live music capital of the world. Your best chance, honestly, you're already on the path for your best chance, and that's what it is you're gonna be in Austin.
I can't fucking wait to do that, dude.
We can, I mean, fuck, keep an eye on it. I mean, obviously you already do, but see if they're gonna be in Austin in the next couple years. You know, I mean, they probably will.
Or at least somewhere drivable. You know, if it's a couple hours away, fuck it, who cares? Let's go see him. There's people who drove like, I heard one person said like 4 hours from Colorado. I was like, god damn.
Yeah.
Good people.
I told my husband, I told Brandon, I said, I will
told my
fly
husband.
Well, my husband, I will fly to fucking Sweden and go find their recording studio just to
My
talk to them if I
goodness.
have to. I'm like, God
You're
damn it, I know where they're at.
you're Knives Chow looking through the window from Scott
I know,
Pilgrim.
right? I am that woman. I will admit it. I am that girl.
That makes me really think. The one thing that you want to tell your hero is that they're your hero.
Mm.
I've never thought of it that way. It's so plain, but just to get that off your chest to them probably makes you feel a million times better. And the fact that you couldn't, is like, oh fuck, no. Like
Yeah, and that's literally what I wanted to do was be like, hey dude, like you have no idea like how much you've been like helped me with my life and blah blah blah. Like that's all I wanted to say. And then I would have been happy and I would have been like, whew, okay, I got it off my chest. I told him how I felt. Boom, I'm done. But now it's like, okay, now I gotta wait another couple years. Great.
Well, the other thing is like, I think Az told the story. Did he tell the story about the pizza delivery when he met the Undertaker?
no, what the
No?
fuck?
Okay. All right. Well,
As you've been holding, what the fuck, man? Sorry,
next time
continue.
he's on, I'll have him. Next time he's on, I'll have him tell the story because it's a good story.
Just my
But-
favorite wrestler. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I
As
know.
cool.
Mine too, dude. Undertaker's my favorite.
Fucking
But
asshole. Sorry. Continue.
The moral of that story is well, I guess I can't really give you the moral because you haven't heard the story, but it ties in. So next time he's on, we'll have him on with Tiffany and everything, and he'll tell the story, and then we can tie it back to episode 22, and it'll be great.
It'll be called episode 22 and a half.
Oh,
The
I
22
need to talk to Gelf.
Well, we're on the podcast.
So, well, I know. Shut up. So, we've decided for our daughter's birthday, we're going to Mall of America.
Do it.
And I was told by Mr. Consul Required that I needed to talk to you to try to see what the best places to go to stay. Like I don't know what to do.
It's in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, it's in Bloomington.
Right, that's why I said
Yep.
that. Yeah. Because I figured
It's in Bloomington. It's in Bloomington, Minnesota. There is an IKEA just across the parking lot. They've actually
I've never been to an
built-
IKEA.
You should
Don't
check it
go.
out while you're there because it's kind of like a wonderland of its own.
It
But
is.
they've got a hotel actually built onto the mall now. But definitely check out the American Girl store and the Nickelodeon like theme park in the middle. Like the center of the mall is a theme park, and it's
Yeah.
awesome. If you can go though, go during the day during the week because holy fuck on the weekends it's crazy.
Like on a Wednesday?
Yeah, during the day. My friend Kathy and I used to skip school and go walk around the Mall of Mall of America for a few hours, and then we would come back for like our last hour.
Well, that's kind of pointless. Why would you just come back? Why don't you just skip out the entire day?
Because she was salutatorian, and her last hour of the day was with her favorite teacher, and plus we didn't really do anything but walk around. So it's like we're gonna just go get exercise for the entire day and then fuck the rest of it.
God, I'm so bored. Let's just walk around the Mall of America. God, how...
Pretty much, yeah.
See, this is why Kansas sucks. So I'm like bored and I'm
And
like,
eat-
I can't do
oh.
fucking anything. We have nothing here to do.
Oh, and go eat at the Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, sounds great.
Or
I'll just go eat at Taco Bell again.
the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Good stuff.
Sounds really cool.
It's probably not like the best food you've ever had there, but here's the thing. Buy clothes there because Minnesota does not have sales tax on clothing.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Why?
Mhm.
That's so interesting. Also,
Fuck if I know,
question.
because the income tax is terrible.
So my first thought when Tiffany told me that was it. You told me that just yesterday, right? So since they don't have tax, does that mean that they just increase the price?
Not that I've found, but I never sat down and like did the check.
Man, I was gonna buy a shirt the other day, and it was like $27. I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
Oh, Tiffany, you want to tell her about that pair of pants you found the other day?
Oh, okay.
Holy shit, dude!
So I went to Torrid, and like my fat ass
Mhm.
can't fit into a lot of pants. So I went and I was trying to find some capris to wear to the concert because I was like, oh, it's gonna be fucking hot. I need some capris. I don't have any. And like I found some, and the price was $79.89. Some weird ass
And,
Yep.
fucking thing.
and that
And
was on clearance.
no,
Because
that
here's the
wasn't on
thing.
clearance.
Oh.
That was regular price. On clearance, it was $60.
Oh yeah, I was like, what the fuck? $60 on clearance, goddamn.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
the thing is not only are you paying the pink tax because they're women's clothing, but you're also paying I'm not a size 0 tax, which is disgusting. You know where I've been going for pants for like work and shit like that? I go to
Where?
fucking Old Navy.
Hell
See,
yeah.
I can't fit into Old Navy.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, they've got new cuts, new styles, and I've found a few that work for me. That I don't know, they're not terribly uncomfortable, and I can wear them on the reg to work. But I don't know. That's I
This
would spend my
podcast is not sponsored by Old Navy. Sorry, may interrupt.
entire high school life. Ew, Old Navy. That's for jocks. I don't go there. I buy my stuff at Hot Topic
Oh,
and
I thought Old Navy was for old people for some reason. That's my mentality. I still don't shop there. It's still for old people.
oh fuck you.
Well,
Eat
you
it,
are older than
asshole.
me, so it makes sense.
Oh, shut up. Not by that much.
My God.
Jackass.
Yeah. Now you know what I have to deal with at home.
Uh-huh.
Tiffany's listened to like one podcast. Tiffany, if you listen to the other podcasts, I mean, Jesus Christ.
I do listen to. I listen to your stripper one. I've listened to.
You
a
know,
couple
that
of
was episode like 4, so 5.
Hitting the high points. Hey, you got to hit the classics,
Yeah.
That was it's so weird because I've completely forgotten about that experience until I like listen to like a clip and then I relive it and I'm like, holy shit, that was a weird experience.
You're flashing back. Like, oh my
Pretty
God.
much. I mean, still, yeah, that was interesting.
Oof.
Not like
Yeah.
interesting in like a bad way. I mean, it was just kind of like, huh, that's new.
Well, I have a buddy of mine who we were talking about after that podcast. I linked the episode to him, and he's like, I used to work at a strip club. Really? Tell me more. And he's like, yeah, I was hired to be like, the drink dude or the guy who brings, that delivers drinks and whatnot. And
A
he
waiter?
ended up, well, they had like a special name for it, and I can't remember what it is, but he ended up, there was this lady that would come in, an older woman. Sorry, I'm scooting my chair
Oh,
away.
like a cougar lady?
Yeah, she was
Hell
in there
yeah.
and she was like, "Hey, how much do you charge for a lap dance?" And he's like, "Well, I'm not really a dancer." And she's like, "I'll give you $50. Just whatever you got. Just show me what you got." And he, he's
Wow.
like, "Oh, fuck, for $50? Hell yeah, I'll do that." So she hands him $50 and he's, just kind of like, "All right, this is how they do it on the movies. This is how they do it, blah, blah, blah." And, he's worked there long enough. He knows how the girls do it, the women do it, the dancers. And he's like, "Okay, well, this is blah, blah, blah." And she kept giving him $50, $50, $50. Every time he had a break in between his delivering drinks and things like that, she'd give him another $50, another $50. He ended up spending $300 on him in one night. And
wow.
I'd do it. I'd do
the
it.
owner of the place saw that and he's like, "Well, why don't you just upgrade? Like, why don't you make this your thing,
Oh, well.
And he's like, well, I guess I can give it a try." And that's how my friend became a male exotic dancer. And he made fucking crazy money and it was awesome.
Can you imagine if I did that and then I start going back to like delivering mail and they're like, "Oh, hey." They're like, "Oh, yikes." How's it going?
Oh shit.
I've got a package for you later.
Oh, yeah. Have a 10-foot pole. As much as I like you, Brandon, that would be a
Not
little...
you. I'm just saying in general. I'm doing hand motions like at the cats and in the air, and I'm all over the house. This is great. I'm sitting here
It's
watching a
beautiful.
Hearthstone championship. This is nice and
See,
relaxing.
kind of thing paying attention. Tiffany, this is what we have to deal with.
What do you mean not paying attention? I can't sit at my desk, and I've been listening this whole time. Get the fuck out of here.
I would if I had a wireless headset and was wandering in my house gesticulating at my cats.
Dude, they're all just chilling here. Hi, kitties. You guys are so great. Oh, okay, bye. Oh, fine.
They don't
Ran
want
off.
you.
No.
Bitch.
Well.
Oh wait, that's a dog.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Tiffany.
No, what? No, why would I call Tiffany a bitch?
I don't know.
It's okay.
I'm not the one
I
who
would
said
never
it.
call Tiffany
I'm
a
not
bitch.
the one who
unless
said
it
it.
was like in like a loving, like, hey, I love you, bitch, sort of way.
Hey, I'm fine with that.
Okay, see? Now we're in agreement.
I love
Yeah.
you, bitch. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Sorry. I love that fucking meme. It's so stupid. Have you guys ever seen that? Please tell me you've seen that.
Nope.
What? He's got... Okay, so it's this... It's like this... It's like a... I don't know how to explain this. Have you seen it, Tiffany?
What?
The meme? Okay, so it's this dude, and it's like... They're like real ghetto, but he has like an acoustic guitar. And he's like, I love you, bitch. Pring. I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch. Pring. It's...
Oh, I have seen that. I have seen that. Okay.
It's like he's playing a song, but he only like strums it twice.
Kring, bitch. Yes, okay, I have seen that.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
Jesus, man, that took a while. Sorry.
It's okay. The older generation, I get it. You guys are, we're pumping out fresh memes every day. That's fine. You got your old memes. It's cool. I can only imagine what your face is sitting like right now. Sorry. My bad. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Required Podcast.
I was like staring. I was staring at Discord, waiting, and I was giving myself a timer. I was like, when he finishes talking, I'm gonna give myself a couple of seconds, and then I'm gonna say something really, really witty. But then I was like, I can't hold this.
It's okay. I can take it.
Can you though?
Have you heard Cody?
Oof. Yeah. Good point.
Love you, Cody.
No, you don't. You don't love him.
He scares the fuck out of me. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
What? What?
There's more manly love between Cody and I than you guys could ever dream of, okay?
So there's this thing back in the day, back in romantic era playwriting and things like that. It's called homosocial relationships, not homosexual, homosocial. And it was this idea that there was this, it's basically the old school version of a bromance.
Uh-huh.
It's when two guys are such good friends, or two or three, multiple guys. Do you guys ever see that movie? I forget the name of it, but it's two guys and a girl, and they're like drug runners and stuff like that. But the two guys share the girl, and she's in love with both of them, and they're both in love with her.
That sounds like a lot of movies. That doesn't sound like anything I'd watch.
Well, it was actually ended up being a great movie, but it's a perfect modern example of this homosocial connection. And what it is it's usually between two men, and they're just so close and so enraptured with one another. And I'm not saying this is you and Cody, but so like close and so, I don't want to say intimate because that has like different connotations, but it's not sexual.
She has no fucking idea.
Whoa, all right. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so it's this idea that men can have this sort of bromance relationship where they're so close without having like the romantic sexual like component to it.
That's Cody and I, definitely.
Yeah.
I won't touch his dick, but I'll talk about touching his dick, okay? See, I wish he was here. He would have gone with the joke. God damn it, I missed my friend.
Well, get it back in here, dude.
I asked him today, and he said that he was busy. And I was super upset.
Asshole. Slap him.
Baby, come back. Now.
We love
you can blame it all on me. Please don't copy strike my video.
Really?
I have no idea. I didn't sing for 7 seconds, so these aren't even monetized, so
Not
I didn't
yet anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I didn't realize that they had changed it. And I have no idea when they changed it, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers and like some like a shit ton of hours watched, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
neat.
that was actually just recently. I remember seeing an article about one of these big channels that they just they were apparently being demonetized as a full-blown channel when they had over like 1.5 million subscribers and thousands of hours watched and blah blah. But they got the email that said, "Yeah, you're going to be demonetized because of blah 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 blah." And it's like, wait, huh? Are you kidding me?
Oh
Why?
yeah, they've been doing the you can't curse on YouTube. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, because
Yeah.
I am not gonna censor myself.
I can't. I don't know. It's like, okay, YouTube has this family friendly policy, right? Twitch has this mature filter, this gatekeeping where, hey, the channel caster has indicated this channel is mature audiences only. And then when you click it, boom, like it's their fault if they're lying on that. So why not do that for fucking YouTube?
Well,
Have an age gate.
YouTube does have that. Have you ever clicked on a
Then what the
video and
fuck's
it
the
says
problem?
sign in to view because of your age or something? Have you not ever seen that?
No, I've never fucking seen that in
It's
my
because
entire goddamn life.
it's because your account is already old enough. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if you like if you're signed out, like fresh whatever, and you go to like some sort of mature-ish type video, not necessarily just cursing, but it could be a multitude
Ooh,
of different things.
your
mic
mic
is
is
like
like really bad.
all-
Hey,
Yeah.
okay, am I better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're better.
I was laying on the couch and I got to stand up. Yeah, like if you're
Poor
if you're
thing.
I was you guys were putting me to sleep. I had to lay down.
Whatever.
Oh, fuck you.
But
Asshole.
yeah, if you're not signed in, yeah, it'll say like you have to sign in to view this video, blah blah. But there's a
Gotcha.
lot of videos that actually sneak by that. So instead of like, it's more like video based and not channel based, which it should be channel based. You're right.
That's interesting. Like just okay.
But let me tell you, it is super easy to work around. If a kid can, browse the internet, I'm sure they can make a Gmail account and say, yes, I'm 36 years old, and then just fucking go on about their day.
All right.
That's what I did. Like, are you 18? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And I like how it
Well,
doesn't
that's why
even
I
stop
still-
you. It just says yes or no. Yes.
Yeah. I still have that policy on my stream that if anybody starts talking about their age and they reveal that they are under 18,
Oh, yeah.
they're out. Because that
I forgot about that.
automatically, if they say something and I don't do anything about it, all of a sudden I'm liable. So
Right.
as soon as someone says like, "Oh man, I'm only 16, I'm only 14," you're out. I'm sorry. You might be an awesome
Hey, there are any
person,
other
but
13-year-olds in this chat? That's fucking
Somebody
weird
did
to say.
somebody did that one time. And I was like, I said, "Are you actually 13 years old?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, you've got to leave."
Later,
And
nerd.
we timed him out for the rest of the stream and he never came back. So
Good.
because I didn't want to ban him. I mean, that's bullshit. But I told him, "Hey, you've got to leave. I'm sorry." Timed out, removed all of his posts from the chat. Like I feel bad.
And
but,
then he just opened up an incognito window and just watched you anyway.
When you get banned, can you still watch the stream, or are you
Oh, yeah.
kicked from the page entirely? Oh, okay.
You
so
just
yeah, it wouldn't
can't.
affect
You
anything.
just see that's what people were wanting to happen, but that's a lot of work because it's like IP based. But yeah, if you're banned, you're basically just banned from chat. You can still watch all day long. People. It was they wanted to. There was some streamers that wanted to when people got banned because some people were making clips of like when like girls like stand up or you know how it is. Or like, oh, I have to go get this thing. Like you stand up out of your chair and shuffle sideways because you don't want to turn around. People were making clips of stuff like that, and they were asking to see if they could, when they banned the people, if it would also ban them from making clips of their stream. Like they didn't care if they could view it, but they just wanted to ban them from making clips as well. Which
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
There's a clip on my or there was, I think I deleted it, but there was a clip when I was building my my computer chair. Somebody had made a clip of me leaning up into the camera, and I was like,
Right.
really? Like, all right. Have fun with that, I guess. Boobs. Enjoy. You can get these for free on RedTube and fucking Pornhub and shit like that. Like, you don't need to be here.
So yeah, when I was browsing through clips looking for GIFs and shit because I've just been messing with video editing lately. I actually banned somebody in the recorded chat, and this was like from like weeks ago, and I was like, they said a shitty message, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I just banned him through the fucking old recording because I was like, because he didn't get caught. I was like, huh, oh, you little shit, take that.
Nice. That's some good retro. That's some good looking out.
Well, yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure, because I looked at the name and I was like, I don't know who this is. And I looked through like the chat and I was like, well, they didn't say much, and nobody's talking to them like they're like a regular. So I was like, and then they just said one thing and it was real shitty, and I was like, I'm just gonna toss him out, even though I've never seen that person, because I lurk in chat all the time, and I was like, fuck it, get the fuck out of here,
bitch.
Now, kind of the way that I handle people that are shitty is I'll usually say, look, you can straighten your shit out or you can leave. Like, or there have been some times where I was like, oh, ha, 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 ban, and be done with it. But there are most of the times I'm like, hey, this is a comfortable place for a lot of people. You don't have to be, you don't have to be rude. Just be classy and you can stick around, because we had a viewer, he's actually still with us. His name when he came in was Captain Nutsack.
Yep.
And everybody was like, oh my God, this guy's going to be a troll and da 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 and things like that. And he started out being obnoxious and rude and things like that. But I had that talk on stream and I was like, hey, you know what? You're chill. Like, I don't mind you being here. It's totally all right, but don't, just clean it up a little bit. Just, straighten out, calm down. It's okay. And he did. And he's been in the channel. He's been with us ever fucking since. He's been on the he's one of the more active people in the Discord. So, I mean, I have no problem with redeeming someone who starts off as an asshole, or something like that. But it's so rare to get people that redeem and stay. There are some people that be like, oh, sorry for being an asshole, and then they just disappear.
Well,
but the converting them to friends or whatever.
Well, yeah, especially like in the Twitch life where it's with like growing a community and such, and then everybody in the community knowing that you're gonna be that guy, and then nobody's gonna talk to you because you're gonna be that guy, and then you basically kind of push yourself out. And like you were saying, like the fact that you can redeem yourself so hard that you actually come swinging back into the community is pretty impressive, I would say. Because there's people when I was streaming years and years ago that they would kind of like our humor just wouldn't line up, and when they would talk in chat, they weren't necessarily saying anything wrong. It was more like, all right, like I don't know. And then eventually they would just leave just because like I don't know, man.
You weren't fun anymore. You weren't feeding into their bullshit.
Right. Right.
But some people they figure it out. And it's kind of nice. I like that. I like it when they figure their shit out and they straighten up and they straighten out and they come back, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we have a new person in the community and they're fantastic. Yeah. Rather than, hey, you're a new person in the community and you're kind of a dick. I had one guy who asked if we could have a porn channel on the Discord, and I said no.
Nice.
He's like, well, why not?
Oh, I mean, no.
Said, like there's
Discord will slap you for that now.
Yeah, well, there's no room for it. There's no space for it. We have a not safe for work channel, but that's for things that could be offensive to somebody. Content warning. It's literally what the channel's called, is content warning. But there's no porn, no gratuitous violence. And he's like, well, that's no fun. This Discord's lame. But he still comes back. He hangs out. He talks to chat. He comes in the channel. I mean,
there's other websites, everybody. The internet is a wonderful place.
You can get anything you want here. It's Portobello Road, bitch. Portobello Road. Portobello Road.
I had a weird thought.
Where the riches of ages are stowed. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
On the way home, actually, when I turned into our neighborhood, I had a weird thought. What classifies as a genius to you?
What classifies as a genius?
Yeah. Like what would you consider a genius? Just like a person, like what does somebody need to become or be a genius?
Creativity and innovation, and determination, perseverance to be able to see their vision to the end of its creation and implementation.
Okay, so it's not necessarily knowing a lot of subjects, it's just
Right.
creating something and following through with it.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
innovation, creativity, and follow through. Yeah, pretty much. Why?
Well, the reason I was thinking is I was like, because when people are like, oh, so and so was a genius, and they're talking about someone back in history, and because I was thinking about, I had this silly thought of when I was driving my car, I was like, huh, technically everybody in the world that can drive a car is technically a pilot. Isn't that kind of neat? And then I was like,
Yeah.
huh, like, because I know so much about driving a car as compared to somebody previously in history, does that make me a genius because I know so much about this? Or what is the line of genius that is genius just a term that increases with the highest peak of technology or understanding in that era? Or you know what I mean? Like the genius bar keeps raising every so often because it's just more understanding of a certain thing. Because technically, all modern people are geniuses compared to people in the previous history, and then people after us will be blowing us away. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's where the innovation part comes in. You
Right.
know what I mean? Is because if you're the first person or you're the first person to come up with something, not well, let me take that back. You might not necessarily be the first person to come up with an idea, but if you're the first person to integrate it and create it and follow through and be able to finish it or create something that allows something else to happen. I mean, you've got Nikola Tesla, obviously, Thomas Edison, but you've got all of these women inventors throughout the world that god, for some reason I all of a sudden have just totally blanked on her name. They just she just had a book wrote about her called Only Woman in the Room, and she was a oh my god, I feel like an idiot. I'm gonna have to look this up. But she's a genius because she came up with technology that allows us to have GPS, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. You know, what is her name? Responsible for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth.
Marie Benedict. Sorry.
That's the book.
Oh yeah, only one. Yeah. It was,
Hedy Lamarr. There we go. Hedy Lamarr is the Angelina Jolie of her day. You know, she was an inventor. She was the reason, like back in the 1940s, she was able to come up with technology that kind of led into Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, all this stuff. And Hedy Lamarr is easily a genius. Marie Curie, easily a genius. You know, making these discoveries and sharing them with the world, making these discoveries that allow other technology to be created and whatever. They may not have been the first person to think of it, but they're the person who made it happen. You know, and being super hyper intelligent doesn't mean dick if you don't do anything with it.
That's true.
And that's why researchers are geniuses. And genius is such a lofty title. You know, it's a pedestal that's just so
Right.
far up there, but I think it should be more of like a common term. You know, I call people like when they come up with a really good idea at work, I'm like, "Oh my god, you're a genius." Because I believe that even if you're not a Hedy Lamarr or, you know, Tesla, you can still come up with these amazing things that makes life easier for the everyday, you know? That's what I think. Why? What do you think?
Oh no, that was.
Sorry.
No. Tiffany just walked into my living room,
Ooh.
and she said it's 6:00. Has
Yes,
it been
it
an hour?
is. Yes, it has.
I mean, have we
Yep.
been recording for an hour?
Yes, we started recording at 5:02 p.m.
Oh, look at you! It's 58 minutes and 56 seconds. Fine,
Oh,
fuck it.
poor
Okay, I
Tiffany's
get
probably
it, Tiffany.
exhausted.
Okay, fuck it. Okay,
No,
okay,
I didn't
okay.
say-
No,
I
let's
was
fucking let's wrap it up. Thanks
You
for.
said no. You said you didn't have the time, so I was just giving you a warning that it was close. Never mind.
No, it's all good. I appreciate it.
Go fuck yourself.
Let you go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Asshole.
I like how we all just kind of repeat. I just kind of like repeated, like, I want to be a cool kid too.
I wish Cody was here because he knows exactly where that comes from. I miss my Cody.
Oh,
And just go fuck yourself.
Aww.
I just spout all these references that he would know, and I get no response, and it's just like, oh, I remember the good old days. Yeah.
Tiffany, do you think we should just like take this, podcast on the road, just you and me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that because clearly he's fallen into a deep depression from whence he shall never wake, except by the embrace of his beloved homosocial brethren. And notice I said embrace, not kissy face or anything weird like that. Unless you guys are into that, in which case thumbs up. But
I want to make another joke, but only Cody will get it. I hate this.
oh, filtered by omission.
I'm really upset.
Tiffany's like laughing like
Oh, oh God.
Oh, I
Sorry.
love you both.
I love you too.
You guys are amazing. Did you know that?
What? You cut out on me.
You guys are amazing. Did you know that?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my God. Oh, that was yes. That was yes.
You're welcome. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up.
All
My
right.
lovely wife has to go to bed.
I have to go to bed. I'm tired. Sorry.
That's so sleepy.
It's okay. We
Fine.
still love you.
Oh, thanks.
Well,
Bye.
Waiting.
what? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on?
Waiting on you, asshole. Waiting
I'm-
on you.
I'm watching Hearthstone right now. Please leave a
Oh my
message after the
God.
beep. Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. Patrons, Risu, Time Jumper, appreciate you guys. They're still supporting. They're wickedly awesome people. We're on YouTube and Spotify. Spotify's been kicking ass for us lately. We've been getting a lot of views and such on there. I need to. I'll spout the stats in the Discord here soon. Yeah, youtube.com/console required. Hey, Gelf, help me out here. Spotify, help me with Spotify. Gelf, help me with Spotify.
bit.ly/required podcast.
All right, and we're also on Plex, and I don't really put a lot of focus into Plex. I'm sorry, but it uploads there somewhere. That's all I know.
Oh my God.
Discord. Yeah. There's a Discord link down below the YouTube channel, or you can go to Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Everybody here is on Twitter. Console required, Gelf, TTV, and are you hot _ slice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta run to the end button.
Oh my God.
I could have just did it. Bye.
Bye.
You guys are fucking nerds.